Hello and welcome back to my hardcore world, where last time we built this awesome farm. But it looks a bit lonely up here on the hill, so I think we can change that by building some more houses. But not just any houses. Today I set myself the goal of building the ultimate village with every villager profession in it. But to get to a finished village, we have to get a lot, and I mean a lot of blocks. And to get a lot of blocks, we need better tools because these ones aren't cutting it. And yeah, while we're at it, we also need some better armor with some better enchantments on it. And also we need a way to get XP, because when we have mending, we need some way to repair our tools actually. And then we need a moss farm for obvious reasons. I love moss. And then of course we need a villager breeder, because what is a village without villagers? I guess no village. So we need villagers. And because this project is so big, I divided it into 3 phases. Phase 1, infrastructure. This features all the things I said before, so yeah, just skip back if you haven't heard myself. So yeah. Phase 2, planning and building all the villager/profession houses. Phase 3, details and stuff. So basically we just have to connect all the houses with paths and all the other stuff we have to do when we are building houses without anything around them. So yeah, just the surroundings of the whole village we have to do in phase 3, which is gonna be fun, I think. But before we can start phasing through our phases, we had to light up the caves because I can't stand those zombie noises under my base anymore. And after that, we can talk about XP. Oh, that's creepy. Don't like that. There's a zombie spawner, which I quickly looted, but my task of lighting up the caves wasn't done yet, and as I carried on lighting, I found a second spawner. Seems like we don't have to worry about XP anymore. Let's mine to the other one and see if we can activate them both. That would be really great if we have a double spawner. Oh no, I can't activate them both. Man, that's shitty. But anyways, I'm just gonna make a zombie spawner then. No double zombie spawner. So I built myself a zombie spawner until... Oh no, I just realized I need some soul sand. So I guess we have to go to the nether. So I gathered up some obsidian, made myself a golden helmet and went to the nether for the first time. Oh yeah, that's right, that's what you get. And as I found my way down to the lava level, I found myself a soul sand patch and shoveled some soul sand. Back in the overworld, I finished off the zombie spawner with a tiny ruin and befriended a horse which was roaming my local meadow, and with a saddle which I found earlier in a dungeon chest, I now have a trusty mount for adventurous quests. Let me know in the comments below how I should name this horse. Back at the spawner, I punched out the safety torches and got slaying those zombies. To enchant one more pickaxe to see if we can get fortune 3. I think our moss farm would actually be nice back here somewhere behind our custom tree. Oh, we need sticky pistons for that though. So I set out to find a swamp to get some slime for our moss farm. After acquiring enough slime, I visited the nether again to get some quartz for comparators and observers. Then I gathered up some more iron for hoppers, and as I had enough, it was finally time to build our moss farm. Next, I'm just gonna make a path and all the greenery around the house. Okay, I think we are done with our moss farm. By the way, I changed most of the things said in the tutorial. So I first followed the tutorial by Shulkercraft, and then I made some modifications with the stone generator and the moss dispensing system, and then I also changed the timing on the water because this wasn't working at all. Next, it was time for some villagers. So I found myself a village with water access to get the villagers home as quick as possible. Back home, I built the villager breeder before employing one of the villagers as a farmer. And now, we have infinite villagers. With our villager breeder done, we could now move on to getting all the crucial enchantments for our gear. But since I want a house for every villager profession, I first took out a huge space for a library/temple for our librarians and clerics. Now, we have a huge hole with nothing in it. So I built 2 of Tangotech's sugarcane farm modules so that we can trade some paper with our soon-to-come librarians. Then I spent 5 hours getting all the crucial enchantments for our gear. Okay, now that we have all the crucial enchantments, we can go on to getting the best gear possible. So I chopped down some trees for our Fletchers, which I also got while I was at it. And then I took the emeralds to the librarian and bought some enchanted books for my gear, which I now enchanted because the blaze rods are next on our list, and as you might know, we have to go to the nether for them. Let's go into the nether and see if we can find a fortress nearby so that we can get some blaze rods and all the good stuff. Oh my god, we are so lucky. There's a fortress. Let's go. A terrible fortress. And it cuts off. Oh no. We have no nether wart in this thing. But I got some blaze rods anyways, because why not? And as I came back home, I made myself 2 Eyes of Ender and searched for the stronghold to get the bookshelves from the library for our own build. So I ventured out for the first time, but my Eyes of Ender broke, so I had to return home to buy some more from our new cleric. Ice in my hotbar, I set out again and found the stronghold at the shore of a lake. In the stronghold, I discovered a spider spawner where I could salvage some string before gathering all the bookshelves from the library of the stronghold. Now that we have enough bookshelves, we can start phase 2 of our master plan and start building our library, the first villager profession house. Let's go! Okay, the last touch is that we have to get some book and quilts for the lecterns of the librarians, and then we can call the library finished. Okay, let's put some books down. I think our library is actually done. Oh my god, took me ages. The only thing that's missing now is a conduit here in the middle, but that will have to wait. Okay, let's gather some wood for our mason house. I'm thinking we are gonna build the mason house next because I need a better source of brick, so that we can build infinite chimneys. First, I built a quarry where the masons get their stone. This quarry is really inspired by fWhip's quarry, which he recently built in his hardcore world. He used these 2x2 pillars as if someone chiseled away some chunks there. Then I smoothed out the terrain before building the mason house. I did go with a stony base to represent the job of the mason and then just put a simple spruce roof on top. Now we just have to move the villagers in here, and then we have a fully set up mason thing. I love the warehouse feel in here. Good, now that the masonry is done, we can build the Fletcher. With the Fletcher I wanted to do something special because the Fletcher gave me all my early emeralds. So I decided that I would build a normal house which was a bit more fortified than the others and has a watchtower. The special thing is a little training camp at the back of the house, which features an archery range, a sword fighting area and some training dolls. I imagined the warriors of the village training here while the commander sits under the tent and makes notes on everyone's performance. Then I got a bit carried away and just built the leatherworker house and the butcher house as well. Our butcher and our leatherworker fully done. And yeah, I just have to move the villagers again and yeah, get them in here. And in here we got some interior, obviously. Some storage piles and all the meat storage, and here the workstations for the butchers. And then back here we got a little slaughtering area with some cows. Then we can actually go over here into the leatherworker, which is just a workshop with some storage and all the workstations they need. And then up here we have a little living room, and yeah, a closet with some clothes in them. And up here we got a little terrace with some bushes and a bench with a table where we can put some lanterns. That's the leatherworker. And then the upper story from this house, we have a dining table and a little meat locker kind of thing, some storage, a bunk bed, and just a night table, and then another bed. And that's the leatherworker and butcher fully done. Next we tackle the fisherman, which also means we have to lower the shoreline here a bit, because this is not great for a fisherman right now. So I brought down the terrain at the river to build some docks for ships that want to trade here. Next I built the fisherman's house, which kind of resembles a harbor office looking over the docks. The next build is gonna be the shepherd. I made a little outline here, and yeah, it's gonna be diagonal, and then here we'll have a little sheep pen in the hillside. Yeah, it's gonna be very overgrown, and maybe in the interior we even will have some root and yeah, such things, which I'm thinking is going to look really cool. So yeah, let's build the shepherd. Okay, Shepherd. Done. Next we gonna build the cartographer up here. Okay, there we have it, our little cartographer house. The interior is just a big working room where all the workstations are, and a little fireplace, a little bookshelf back in the back here. And then our villager safe ladder. And then up here we just have a little living room kind of thing. And then if you come up top, we have just the lookout. That's the cartographer. Let me get some villagers in here. And then we can map actually our area out. I prepared some item frames here. Now let's map out our area. Okay, now we have a map from our area. Okay, now we want to build our forge, but for that I need loads of iron because decorative anvils aren't exactly cheap, so we have to get some iron supplies because we don't even have a stack left. And then we will start building the forge here. Let's get some iron and then we can start building our forge. So I went mining on Y level 16 to get the most iron before stacking it all up and mining it all down with fortune 3. Okay, let's get all the good stuff. Ooh, that's a lot of iron. That's what I'm talking about. Next I went on by building a foundation on which we could build our mine first, which was shortly followed by our super smelter building. For the main building I started out with the deep slate base, followed by dark oak and terracotta walls and a roof with a spruce rim on top. Okay, I think that's the smithery done. Just have to build our super smelter and yeah, I think then we are fully done. Super smelter, yay! Okay, now we get our forge fully done. We just have to move the villagers in and yeah, I think that's my favorite building of them all. Because yeah, I really like this, how this feels like a really busy alley where all the things are manufactured, and yeah, I really love this. And we have a fully functional mine entrance now and also a transport system if we have to deposit some items if our inventory is full down there. And here we got a super cool workshop with all the workstations for the villagers, which I have to move here actually. And then if we come up here, I have a little armor display kind of thing. Yeah, and in here are some empty armor stands. Hey, the villagers are in, and now we just have to decorate the upper story from our one room in the starter house. And then we are done with the villagers. Then we can go to phase 3. Let's go. So I quickly decorated the room for the farmers before moving on to phase 3, finally. I started phase 3 by building some paths and connecting all the houses. Then I planted some new fields and added a water feature.
Yes! We have a puppy. Here, have some meat. Oh, yes, beauty.
After that I built some trees and some market stalls before spamming flowers and bone meal wherever I could. The final detail were some fences and leaves along the paths. After that lantern there was only one detail missing. The conduit of the library. So I spent 3 hours fishing away for Nautilus shell until I could craft a conduit and put it into its rightful place. Also, while I was fishing, I got a lot of good bows. So I made myself the best bow in the game. But now the village is finally done. With no planning in creative and over 400 days or 100 hours spent in-game, this is without doubt the biggest project I have ever completed. And now it is finally time for the big reveal.